Hi guys, so today I want to talk about, the title of this video is You've Been Lied to About OCD. So that's what I'm going to talk about today, and the lie is that OCD is chronic, and I can say categorically that that is a lie, and that is something that everyone who goes through mainstream treatment at the moment is currently being told. In this video today, I'm going to break down the framework of unconditional acceptance and working on your beliefs as you go up the fear hierarchy, and how I've used that, and how I also use that with people that I mentor now, and how I've achieved complete recovery from OCD. So I'll give you a bit of context on my story. So OCD for me developed around the age of 15 in response to traumatic events that were taking place in my life at that time. At school, and basically my rock bottom was I would be spending up to 6 hours a day trapped in front of the mirror doing compulsions, and on the highest dose of SSRIs possible, and to where I am now, where I am completely 100% recovered from OCD. I don't have OCD at all. And yeah, I'm free of it. I really am free of OCD. So I know for certain that it's just a lie that we're told that OCD is chronic, and it comes about because currently there's an incomplete understanding of OCD and what the root cause of it within the industry is. So now I'll get into what is actually the root cause of OCD. So it's very simple. The root cause of it is core limiting beliefs. That's the headline. So what's going on there is that if you have OCD and you're watching this, you have a core limiting belief there, and every compulsion that you do is temporarily proving to yourself that the belief isn't true, and you are trying to touch internally the feeling state of that belief not being true within yourself. You have a core limiting belief that creates painful feelings within the body, and then you're doing compulsions with your mind to temporarily prove to yourself that belief isn't true. So I thought I'd go into a bit of detail as well on my strong belief about, I believe that there is a common belief across all of OCD. Just gonna take a drink. And that common belief is that there's something fundamentally wrong with my existence. That's what I believe that everyone who has OCD believes, and it expresses themselves through different core identity beliefs. So that could be, you might have it as, I'm flawed, I'm not enough, I'm unworthy, I'm powerless to defend myself. That's what I had. I'm inadequate. These very painful core identity beliefs that are often generated, created in childhood, often in response to trauma. And then they are held in place by amplifying rigidity beliefs. So these are beliefs like, my thoughts define who I am, I have to be 100% certain to be safe. And these keep the core identity beliefs in place and create that catastrophic feeling in the body when you get an intrusive thought. So I give you a couple of examples. Let's say you've got, so this really explains sort of the various themes. So it doesn't matter what theme you have, you will have some expression of the core identity belief. And everyone who's got OCD, the sort of foundational meta belief is that there's something fundamentally wrong with my existence or nature. But yeah, so going into like a particular example, I'll just do that quickly. If you've got contamination OCD, for instance, you might believe that I am fundamentally impure, and maybe you've picked that up because you had some experience in your childhood where maybe you had some traumatic event or something that took place, and now you've taken on this belief. And then you might have an amplifying rigidity belief, such as I must be certain that I'm clean to be safe. So you can see how, you can see how that, if they hold that belief, them washing them hands is temporarily proving to themselves that core identity belief of I'm impure is temporarily being proved. So that should demonstrate why it's a core limiting beliefs that are at the root of OCD. And this also, so this goes into it because it's also the fact that because beliefs can be let go of, that's how OCD that's why it's not chronic. So, I want to say, anyone who says that OCD is chronic doesn't actually understand what is going on with OCD. So now I want to talk a bit about why the lie exists. So I'm just going to take another drink. So if you look at ERP, right, that's what, when I was a patient, that's what I got to use the treatment. That's currently the main treatment modality. But this is why ERP is incomplete, and it also explains why you can do ERP and you have to then go back and see a therapist again in the future, even though it can get you to a good point. But I'll explain why ERP is incomplete. So ERP focuses on the behavior, the compulsion. So it's a behavioral model which then you stop doing the compulsion, the behavior, and you basically resist doing that. But the reason it's incomplete is because it only works indirectly on the root, which is the reason they're doing that compulsion is to temporarily prove to themselves that the belief isn't true. And the extent to which ERP is effective is the extent to which it changes the underlying belief. But this explains why you can do a particular behavior thing in ERP and it just pops up somewhere else because it's not actually addressing the root cause, and the root cause is the core limiting beliefs. So this is what I found, and this is the framework that I use with my mentorship clients now. There's two pillars to complete recovery that I found, which is one, unconditional. So I'll just explain it very briefly. So it's unconditional acceptance whilst working on the core limiting beliefs and letting them go as you go up the fear hierarchy. That's basically the entirety of the method that I've found. I'm not going to get into what unconditional acceptance is in this video, or go in any further detail on that, but that's basically the two pillars. So you're practicing unconditional acceptance, and you're doing active belief work on letting go of these core limiting beliefs as you go up the fear hierarchy. Because, you know, ERP, it tells you to create a fear hierarchy, but it misses the fact that you have a fear that's created by the core limiting belief. So the core limiting belief is really the root of it. So, and then you're practicing unconditional acceptance as you go up the fear hierarchy. So, yeah, that's basically what I wanted to say today. You know, and the main thing is that, you know, complete recovery from OCD is possible. OCD is not chronic. Categorically, it's not chronic. If anyone says to you that OCD is chronic, they don't actually understand OCD. Yeah, so I offer educational mentorship to help you apply these principles. So if you've got OCD, and this is alongside any professional care that you're currently undertaking, what else did I want to say? What else did I want to say? I wanted to say that I'm currently writing a book as well on this. So, and I've got a free school community. So if you join the free school community, you'll get a copy of the book when it's released, which goes into a lot more detail on this. But yeah, you know, that's basically what I wanted to cover today. So OCD is not chronic, and complete recovery from OCD is possible. Thanks for watching.